Hi, and welcome to our latest Easy Vegan Life recipe video. Today we're going to show you how to make homemade seitan, a hearty and healthy source of protein you can include in a variety of vegan dishes. First, let's look at the ingredients. For our seitan, we like to use a variety of herbs and spices. Here we included a mix of 5 dried herbs, marjoram, rosemary, basil, thyme, and oregano, about 1/8 of a teaspoon each. Also, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of onion powder. And finally, a pinch of cayenne pepper for that extra kick. Then, we need half a cup of nutritional yeast, not only for taste, but also extra nutrients. The core ingredient in seitan is vital wheat gluten, in this case about 2 cups of it. And while the seitan is cooking, it's nice to have fresh garlic and onion in the broth. So a small onion will do, as well as 2 cloves of garlic. And yes, speaking of broth, seitan needs to cook in broth, and ours is simply a mix of soy sauce and vegetable broth. Start by heating the vegetable broth and soy sauce in a medium saucepan. Set it aside when the broth is warm. Then mix the dry ingredients in the large bowl. First the vital wheat gluten, then add the nutritional yeast, and finally the mix of herbs and spices. Mix the ingredients together to make sure they are properly incorporated. Then, add the broth to the mixture. You'll need about 1 to 1.5 cups of broth. Start with less liquid. You can add more later, as needed. Mix the broth in with the dry ingredients so it becomes a dough. Knead the dough by hand to work it to a slightly sticky and stretchy texture. This is what your seitan should look like before it's cooked in the broth. We use a bread pan to cook our seitan. Place large pieces of onion and garlic around the seitan, and then cover it with broth, and then place a piece of foil over top. You'll cook the seitan at 425 Fahrenheit for up to an hour, checking every 15 minutes or so to make sure that the broth is still topped. Once the seitan is cooked, you have the basic ingredient for many dishes, such as seitan roast, seitan stew, or even seitan a la General Tao. Think of your seitan as a block of tofu. It still needs to be prepared and cooked. Stay tuned as we will post a few videos to demonstrate how to prepare seitan-based dishes.